When we talk about the economy, we often mention growth, profits, managers, and shareholders. We're in Gothenburg, the second largest city in Sweden, to learn more about another type of economy, one that puts people first, the social economy. Meet Matilda, a 31-year-old Swede with a profound love for music, arts, and cats. She opened up about a challenging period in her life when health issues kept her away from the job market for 5 years.
In 2017, I was studying at university, but I had burnout and was diagnosed with exhaustion syndrome and depression. It happened very quickly and I became very ill. From then on, it was a very long journey to get back. The first 6 months I don't remember much because I was in such a bad state and had severe anxiety. I was hospitalised a lot and had very heavy treatments. I like music and I play both piano and the guitar at home, mostly because it's fun, but it's also therapy for me.
Gradually, Matilda managed to feel better and get her social life back. Part of her healing process comes from the job she's had for the last 6 months at this food production and events cooperative, a cooperative that offers Matilda and people with similar struggles an opportunity to bounce back.
The positive aspect of working in a cooperative is that you help each other and there is a lot of understanding of each other's needs. In places where I have worked before, it was seen as a bit odd to have a bad day. You are not supposed to show how you were feeling, but here you're allowed to be just as you are. You work as much as you can.
Matilda's workplace is part of a sales organization called Social Trade. Led by Marie, it seeks to overcome some of the stigma associated with cooperatives and social enterprises in order to build business ties with more traditional types of companies.
Cooperatives is still a little bit frowned upon in Sweden. It's not really legit, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm working with people who want to help people, who really want to make a difference.
The social economy refers to entities seeking to make a social impact rather than maximize profits. Want to know more? Watch our crash course.
There are currently 2.8 million social economy entities in Europe, employing 13.6 million workers. They range from cooperatives to social enterprises and are active in almost all economic sectors. The social economy is key to achieving the principles enshrined in the European Pillar of Social Rights, such as equal opportunities, decent jobs and the inclusion of all people. But it also faces several challenges, such as access to finance, legal obstacles and a lack of visibility. That's why the European Commission has adopted an action plan centred around 3 priorities: improving member states' policies and legal frameworks, opening opportunities for social economy enterprises to start up and scale up, increasing the recognition of the social economy's value and potential. All these measures could help the EU achieve its goal of boosting employment as well as lifting 15 million people out of poverty or social exclusion by 2030.
We head for the harbor of Gothenburg, where a social enterprise is providing services to individuals and industries such as furniture repair and textile printing. It also serves as a work rehabilitation cooperative.
In Sweden we have a really big problem with people that have stress-related diseases, that we need to have another view on what healthy work is.
All profits made here are directly reinvested in the company, which can sometimes complicate access to financial support.
We cannot go to banks and ask for a loan or stuff like that. So we have made different projects, EU fundings and all different fundings within Sweden that we can apply for. But I think the banks still see us as a bit shady, that when it's not profit that is the main goal. So they don't really understand us.
The social economy represents 4.2% of Sweden's paid workforce. That's below the EU average at 6.3%, but about halfway between Lithuania, which has the lowest share at 0.6%, and Luxembourg, which tops the list at 9.9%. To understand these differences, I sat down for an interview in Brussels with Italian social economy expert Giulia Galera.
Public policies are absolutely very important in terms of creating an enabling ecosystem, an enabling environment where social enterprises can emerge, develop, and scale. And there are key differences across EU countries, but in general, what we can see is that public policies don't fully recognize the social responsibility that social enterprises take on. There are very lacking fiscal frameworks, very segmented, very fragmented.
The social economy entities that we spoke to told us that one of the issues they face is access to finance. So how can we reform that?
Many social enterprises are labor-intensive organizations. They need money for training, for supporting the cost of inclusion of disadvantaged people, or also for being able to access, to be trained to access public markets. I think too much attention has been paid to finance as the solution for the development of social enterprises, whereas I believe that enabling policies are more important for creating the conditions for social enterprises to be set up.
Can you tell us more about the EU action plan that was set up to promote the social economy and what your thoughts are about it?
The EU action plan makes a very important step forward. First of all, because it recognizes the social economy as a specific dynamic. At the same time, it clarifies the differences between social economy entities and mainstream enterprises. Then it recognizes that the social economy is active not only in niche sectors like the welfare sector, but in all industrial ecosystems.
The action plan is not binding on member states. To be successful, it will therefore heavily depend on EU countries' willingness to implement social economy initiatives that can enable people like Matilda to imagine a brighter future.
I see myself maybe working full-time in the future. I also plan to go back to university. And in the long term, I would like to work with children in some way. And I can see this happening. So it's cool to actually have that hope for the future and know that I will make it.